Alright, we've got actually a lot of packages to open. In fact, let's just begin with these because we've got a lot of packages to open. It's not that a lot arrived today, only 2 of these 5 packages did. Shit, this one's being annoying. But instead, I guess I just haven't felt the need to open them. And I'm okay with going with that kind of feeling just because it means, you know, I get to unpack them while you're here. Even if they aren't necessarily exciting ones, I mean, we'll look into that one in a little more detail. But, I don't know, it's not stable. Let's keep opening. Keep opening. Yeah, okay, so this is going to be like that. Because that's the way it works. So we should double check to make sure there's nothing hiding in there. And start unwrapping this. This one's actually very important. Let's take that receipt and set it aside. Yeah, important. If you're curious what all it sent me, stuff with care, Gundam, holiday coming, and of course another one of these, which is good. That's a nice, pretty blue. And then the 2 things that arrived today. And whatever the hell's in here. I remember one of the 2 things. Okay, trying to remember what the second thing is. Alright, so let's get going. First of all, we don't have to take the sticker off to look at code ReLIFE, not to be confused with code Gios. Adventure Bishonen. Okay, interesting. It's hard to say. I mean, because it follows that naming convention, it's curious. Region A and B, English audio, extras. We got promo videos, commercials, Twinkle music clip. Textless opening songs. Chapter 13, Set a Thief to Catch a Thief. Trailers. Lady. The Monster of a Mystery. Intriguing. We have Bishonen. So there's a lady on the back, but this doesn't exactly strike me as a reverse harem. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here. I just kind of looked at them without realizing these are the Blu-rays, these are the DVDs. There's the lady again. Intriguing. Blu-ray DVD. Next up we've got Negima. Or is it Negima? I don't know how I'm supposed to be inflecting, maybe? Oh well, the important thing is this is the second Negima series. This is complete. This is on Blu-ray, IC, Region A, IC, English audio, all 28 episodes, 4 discs. So this includes a complete Negima plus spring and summer OVAs. That's good to note. I'm not seeing extras, but let's see. Looks like this is a stacked disc release of some sort. 2 discs per thing. So I guess since we are already dealing with them being popped out, What the fuck is she not wearing? Nothing. Negima. Let's see, that's 19 through 26. What was that other one? That's... It doesn't... Oh, yes. It says Negima Complete Collection down here. Oh, there. Spring and Summer OVAs. Just had to zoom in. Here's 19 through 26. Here's 1 through 9. I guess actually let's worry about that more when I put it back in here. Because these are, you know, actually kind of neat graphically. This series is all about a bunch of neat character designs, I guess. Maybe that's not all it's about. It's also about a reverse harem. No. Wait. A reverse age harem? I don't know. It's weird. If you're not familiar with the series, I guess the premise is our main character, or titular character. Yeah, I think he's the main character in this one. He is 10 or 11 or something like that, and he's a teacher at a... I'm not sure if he's at an all-girls school, but he has an all-girl class. There's a lot of unique girls in his class. And they're basically his harem. Anyways, it's weird. Dinosaur King Complete Season 1 Collection. So I do believe I have some Dinosaur King, but I don't think I have a complete Season 1. 49 episodes in standard definition. Yeah, I did not have that before. So let's start opening this fella. Trying to think if he looks familiar or not. Something about him does. I don't think it's a VR chat avatar. Because sometimes with some of these characters I have to wonder, oh, have I seen a VR chat avatar? Something about her looks familiar too, but I think it's because she kind of looks like Beauty from Bobo. Or maybe like something else. I'm trying to decide if her hair's dark pink or red. Not that it makes that big of a difference, but I can't help but think she reminds me of some sort of... I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing up a bunch of different images in my head. Because I was also not thinking, oh, that fire trainer from the 3rd gen Pokemon games. The one with the Torkoal. Okay, we got the same cover inside outside. Sometimes we don't have that, you know. One disc with a bunch of dinosaurs on it. Stereotypical lizard skinned ones, but you know, dinosaurs nonetheless. I do like that Eastern Star Discotheque are mopping up all these titles. Oh look, speaking of things they mop up, more Lupin the Third, The Legend of the Gold of Babylon. Interesting. You know, I think they do like to choose interesting words for the things. Now the only question is, does it have anything to do with actual Babylon, or is it, you know, some decent word? Salad's not the right word. What am I thinking? A decent word. Lure? I lost thought of what I was thinking about. Anyways, for some reason I'm being very careful with my discotheque releases and making sure I'm getting things on the there. Oh, this one has a different internal. Certainly looks neat. But I don't know. And of course a reversible cover in case you like the other thing. It's simple but nice and thoughtful. Pretty cool. And you may have noticed, I did while I was opening this, but there is a Dinosaur King. I would actually put this there because we got Dinosaur King Complete Season 2 Collection. 30 episodes in standard definition. And now there's chibi versions of dinosaurs. Why does she look like she's about to play Yu-Gi-Oh? I guess if I played it, I would probably know. For a while there, I thought I was reading Dinosaur King and the Season of the Two. Like that was the name of it. But that's just my brain being silly. Alright, so let's dive into this. Are those dancing dinosaurs? Those better be some fucking dancing dinosaurs. Those are dancing dinosaurs. Oh, cool. Looks amusing. I think going this way is slightly better. Let's actually save this for last, because now we have to start digging for sexy babes. And if you think lines are sexy, ooh la la. But otherwise, this is Garo, Vanishing line 1, which means this is region A, this is something 12 episodes. So I don't know if was Garo Crimson Armor a thing, or am I mixing series up? I don't know. Maybe this is actually Vanishing Line Garo, so it's like the second Rambo movie, except the first Rambo movie wasn't called Rambo, it was called First Blood, and the second one was First Blood 2 Rambo, or something like that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Bad. Okay. I think there's a monstrous shape there, but I can't make it out. Blu-ray 1, Blu-ray 2, DVD 1, DVD 2. Okay, that's definitely a monster, so maybe in the right light. I like how that one just is barely visible. There we go. Next up, we have another potential sexy something or the other. So if ankles are your thing, well, there's 33% more ankle. If women ankles are though, then it's 50% more. Anyways, ReLIFE, the Feel Irk. That's actually the final arc. I think it actually says on the side here. But, you know, I'm making fun of it because they're standing in front of it. Down in front. Well, let's see. Ooh, region A and B. We got English, audio. Did I look at extra features on this one? Just textless songs and trailers. And this one is internal secret files and trailers. Anyways, if you've not seen ReLIFE, oh wow, nice. It's interesting how it almost looks like it's the same, except they've definitely shrunk because I can see more of the in final and a little bit of the A and arc. Anyways, if you've never seen ReLIFE, it's neat. I guess it's about it's kind of about the idea of maybe I don't know, DVD, Blu-ray. Uh-oh, there's characters on there. Let's just pop these out and take a look. It's her. It's him. And if I were to try to summarize, it seems to be mostly about the idea of getting people unstuck out of their current something or the other by 4 episodes. Okay. By having them, I don't know, kind of go back to a point in their life. So this is, I don't know. I mean, it's not exactly that. It's, I don't know. Maybe it's just an excuse to bring something into something. Anyways, last but not least, No Game, No Life 0. This should be the premium edition version. As you can see, there's Blu-ray and DVD releases. Spanish audio. Warning, mature content. I mean, the naked girl on the front did not clue us into that, of course. Does it say extras anywhere? No. I thought this was some sort of prequel. I see this says 8,000 years. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get this thing opened and take a peek. So I guess that can go to the side. Interesting. The trick about this is I got the impression, oh look, put some damn clothes on. Put a damn human on. I guess I'm just looking at DVD Blu-ray information down there. Whoop. Before we deal with that, let's deal with this loose disc. Or a loose cannon disc. And that naked girl is covered up by a hole. Not that one. Stuff. Anyways, let's see. This one is... I'm looking to see where I can identify whether it's the Blu-ray. There we go. So this one is the DVD version. You know, not that common with Sentai. I think they're still just catching up on some series there. And here we have, well, I'm pretty sure it's a sticker. Although it's interesting, it feels, yeah, I guess it feels like a sticker. A sticker that I will never stick on anything because then it won't be collectible. And now we have this. This very, I don't know, there's something disconcerting about this. And I can't exactly place it. I saw a wide variety of stuff in there. It looked like some manga content, some character bios, some artwork. That might actually be interesting to flip through. Anyways, here's this week's anime DVD collection update. Alright, so I think last week I had not quite finished Star Blazers 2199. So now I have, and it was pretty good. I think there's something about it that I would hesitate to say made it maybe not epic, but I'm not sure. I mean, it kind of knew it was always dealing with material that kind of flirted on the edge of convenient. So it wasn't necessarily so, but it was overall an enjoyable series to watch. I'm trying to think if I can grasp a specific emotion or thought or something I had while finishing it, and it was mostly okay. It's got a slow ending, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood had a slow ending, and I don't mean slow as in like too slow, but I mean like after something major, it's like it's the kind of breather you actually want, where certain things get to be explored. And there's some things I think it did that it didn't tell us that it did that is a good thing, because it indicates a kind of maturity for the audience. I mean, I tend to comment about little things where it's like, oh, well, this thing happened and this underlying meaning was definitely there, but none of the characters actually said that. We're just supposed to, as an audience, understand that and respect the fact that we're being treated as adults or something like that. Anyways, I thought maybe there were a couple moments like that in here. Overall, it was a good series, although I think there's maybe a sequel or something like that. I don't know. Here we have Blend S, and I didn't watch all of it. I only watched the first 6 episodes. I guess part of it was, for some reason, I don't feel that engaged watching it, but it's not bad at all. I mean, our main 2 characters are actually quite funny. She's, of course, really well designed to be the main character because she's got the most interesting screen presence. Where, what I mean by that is, you kind of want to see what they're going to do with her next, and they, don't do only that. They kind of hand it out at a good pace so that you don't feel like you're getting tired of what they're portraying, and at the same time you I guess don't stand around wondering if they'll ever do it again. So in a nutshell, the basic premise of this is, you know, despite how cutely she's drawn here, she apparently has evil eyes, I guess, or something. I don't remember how they put it, but animals and people always think that she's being very mean-spirited when she does stuff, when she is actually trying to be completely nice. Add on top of that, she's also a bit of a clumsy and doesn't pay a lot of attention to stuff, a trait which appears to run in her family. The look seems to be uniquely her. Basically, she ends up working at a cafe that has waitresses who follow specific themes, and she's unintentionally a very sadistic person, or she comes off that way, even though she isn't really. So it's a combination of the way they draw her when she's interacting with people, the way she accidentally does things and accidentally only says partial things instead of full things. A lot of little tricks that you probably see across anime, except basically this is about her being that character, and he likes her. He presented as a bit of a doofus, but as the male interest, I think he is pretty well placed in this anime, because it plays off well with her. You kind of wonder where they're going and how much of this is she understands something's going on versus she's kind of an idiot. And he kind of flounders sometimes a little bit on the being an annoying guy side, but he's usually not too far that way, and usually a lot of it is just set up for the voice actor to make funny shrieking sounds. And shrieking is maybe not the right word, but you know, it's kind of like or something like that. Other characters are actually pretty entertaining. I have not met the white-haired girl. Oh, there she is on the bottom there. But I think I have a pretty good idea of what she's supposed to be for everybody else. I don't know. They're entertaining. Stuff happens. You know, they still throw other stuff out there to keep you entertained. So it's a bit amusing. I just didn't know if it really felt like it was going to go somewhere, and sometimes I'm not sure if it's because I was reading subtitled or if it's because the humor isn't 100% in sync with what I prefer, but you know, I kind of felt like watching something else. So once I finished the first disc, I fired up the next anime here, which is A Sister's All You Need. And you know, I had been warned to be careful about the first episode, and really you only have to be careful about the first couple of minutes of the first episode, because it's intentionally a little over the top, because the entire point is to introduce the quirks they introduce for our main character. And when you get down to it, it's very interesting because they've introduced a couple of a couple of goofy character traits, which are things that people can have in real life and are usually overplayed in anime and aren't here, but at the same time that seems to get put aside a whole lot in order to just basically be an anime about 4 young adults, one of which who is too young to participate in drinking, and they just kind of hang out and drink and talk and sort of stuff. I mean, they don't just do that, but it's interesting because it feels like a real group of young adults. And I say this from the perspective of somebody who's, you know, no longer a young adult. And I look back and I say, huh, interesting. So, like, even though they have the girl who always talks about having sex with the guy, and he's always saying no, it feels very real. It doesn't feel like their thing. And when they're sitting there talking and he's talking about his love of the idea of little sisters, it feels like a real guy talking, not like a completely goofy guy. And when the other people are around, when his younger brother, I'm still not convinced that his younger brother's actually a younger brother, but he may be. The reason I'm not convinced is because they keep doing little things that suggest maybe not, and I don't know what's going on there. I'm waiting to see if the anime does say anything about that. If it doesn't, that's actually not a bad thing because that's a fun tease. a way for the anime to play with the audience. But for the most part, his younger brother looks very younger sisterly and acts very younger sisterly. Obviously voiced by a very female voice actress and drawn in a very female way, but he's a little brother. I just can't help but think that one scene may have been indicating something, but I honestly wasn't looking too closely, so I didn't feel the need to rewind. I just got the gist of things. But anyways, you got college friend and other writer friend, and you know, they're all people. It's kind of touching because it's kind of the same reason. This anime feels like a lot of the same reason I hang out in a VR chat. It's not because, oh, it's VR, it's awesome. It's because you really can connect with people without, you know, needing to be there. You can feel like you can be a wallflower in a group, and the group doesn't treat you like a wallflower, and they interact with you normally, and when you do interact with them and they interact with you or something like that. But you feel like everybody's there to kind of chill, and they don't always do that in this anime. I guess that's probably a good contrast to those moments, but it feels like that's a strong thing this anime has going for it. I don't know how far I've gotten into it. Maybe 6 episodes, maybe more. Anyways, it didn't want to stay on top, it just slid off. Any other stuff? Because obviously I had Thanksgiving this weekend, so that I actually spent a lot of time cleaning and preparing food and cleaning up dishes afterwards, and you know, taking naps and watching stuff and some Monster Hunter of my own. I mixed and matched so much stuff that it's no surprise. Actually, well, what am I thinking? Oh, well, I guess there was another thing. I did rewatch Avengers Infinity Wars, and you know what? It's actually very rewatchable. I mean, if you didn't like it, I'm not sure if that's the case, but I found that it's busy, but it's kind of interesting because I talked recently about other busy movies. I think Crimes of Grindelwald being an example, and it's interesting because even though Infinity War is busy, you kind of have a good feeling for why it's busy and what all the busyness is leading to, because it's all interconnected, and at the same time you really enjoy seeing the characters play off of each other because they mix and match characters that we have not seen mixed and matched before, and this means mixing and matching actors and the personalities they're portraying, and it all just works. It's really fun, quite nice. And I guess the best part of it is, you know, people have been making jokes about what happens at the what happens in the movie since it came out, and I don't know how long ago that was, but somehow my friend made it this far and had no idea any of the spoilers, which means, you know, good job him. I feel like I did a good job of not accidentally cracking an inappropriate joke or something like that, so that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool getting to see him watch it. It was pretty fun watching it again because, you know, I didn't feel like I needed to rewatch it. There were a couple of little jokes that I didn't remember. Maybe I noticed them last time. Maybe I just don't remember noticing them. But overall, it was neat. Now I have to decide if that means I'm going to rewatch Ant-Man and the Wasp, because watching it with him might be good. Anyways, I think that covers about everything. Of course, there's going to be monster hunting later tonight. I think one of the people that normally shows up isn't coming tonight. That's Jefferson. It might mean that he's staying home and he might play from home and we connect on the internet. Or it might mean that we don't. I don't know. The streaming stuff may or may not be important. If you're wondering why I didn't do any of my Monster Hunter stuff on stream, it's because I was always doing it in small bursts in between doing other things. It was a very juggling weekend. Maybe week. But, I don't know, I feel like I'm rambling. So, y'all, have a nice week.